Much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jupiter Academy, for having me here. Um, my name is Maria-Goretti, and today we are going to be looking at breaking into data science. So, before I begin, there's been an intro about me, and I would still want to talk on that just briefly because it's more like telling you my story alongside giving this presentation as to how you can dive into data science. So my story is more like a typical example because I don't have a computer science background. So I like to talk about it to encourage people that have the kind of my background, or those that don't have a background in the numeric subjects, computer science, mathematics, engineering. So even if you're coming from a different background, I am that typical example. So you should be encouraged with my story and my background. So I have a BSc in microbiology and biochemistry, and I went ahead to go for my master's when we were still um, thinking of what to do next after BSc. So it was an opportunity to not just sit at home or keep looking for a job, but it was something I really wanted to do. I went ahead to work with the certificate, but I still needed to move into the data space because that was where I was seeing something um, relating to the future. Not like what I studied wasn't relating to the future, but we all understand the Nigerian setting and how a lot of us are doing jobs that are not related to what we studied. But notwithstanding, thank God for the current tech field and how we are able to dive in and make a living out of it. So after my studies, I worked as a quality assurance technologist in a food company. So you see my certification is actually useful in that sense. So I had 4 years working in my field as a quality personnel, and while I was at it, the data thing started. Even before it, while I was having my master's, that was when I knew about data science, data analytics, and I said, oh, I have always wanted something that is very practical, and this is it for me. So that was where the passion started. So even while earning and working to earn a living and keep myself alive, I still had to learn and then mapped out my journey to how I'm going to start out in this data science, data analytics space. So my first professional experience was in Octave Analytics and Insights, where I would say was my very first experience in data science. So I worked as a data science there. I had 1 year plus with that company, and it was like a stepping stone to what I do now and what is ahead of me. So that was my basis. And then now I work with Polaris Bank as a data analyst. So data analytics and data science, they are all intertwined, but data science takes it a step further. So at the point in this presentation, you would see where I differentiated the two for you to actually know which you to go into and why you should go into, like make you have make better decisions on which paths to take. And my current interest, so coming from a life science background, and before delving into the tech space in data science, I actually thought and sat down and see reasons why how I could marry the two with my knowledge, my educational knowledge, and then this new skill and field I am looking at. How do I merge the two together? And there was a link, and literally I can tell you that tech is in every field. There's no field you will go today that you're in that you would not see tech displaying. So no matter the field you're in currently, you can still learn these skills and then inculcate them in your current job. And my interest lies in health data science. So even while I'm into data analytics, data science, I'm looking forward to a stage where I would apply all of this in the health sector. So it would help me bring in both my skills and experience from both ways, my background and then my skills and experience from the data world and then bring them both together. So that is what catches my interest. And then currently, I'm passionate about building solutions, not just analyzing data, putting that data, creating architecture for that data. So many organizations, not every organization have a structured database, and putting them into perspective. All of those your Excel that are bits here and there, trying to build a flow that would help you, not just from that Excel, but analyzing it, creating an automation that would help you visualize all of those in one piece. So that is what I'm passionate about. And in doing this, I would need a little bit of data engineering skills. So that is what is making me have that desire to learn some skills. So these are things I have in mind. Some I am already doing, some I have the desire to do in the future. So that's a bit about me. And then at least you know your speaker now. So let's move on. So this data science we are talking about, for you to be in this webinar today, you must have built that interest, or oh, I've been hearing about data science, what is this thing? You must have at some point picked up your phone to look at the meaning, what is happening, okay, how do I get into it, what is it actually used for? It's more like, okay, medicine, what is medicine for? You would want to search out. So long before now, the internet wasn't open to everyone, there were restrictions, but now we have a lot of resources that can help us and direct us. We get to see the meaning of these things even before we get into them. So data science, you will not be hearing these definitions for the first time. It's something you already know, but just to create a foundation to what we are doing today. So data science is the application of tools, processes, and techniques. So we are talking about programming, we are talking about statistics, we are talking about machine learning, we are talking about algorithms and models. So all of these things, all of these words, they may sound big, but in clear essence, it is like the study of data. Just like you have computer science, nursing science, we all know how we the basic definition. So the study of data. So how do you, like, you're going deep down into that data? What is that data? It could be numbers, it could be the text messages on our phone. Data is just anything that can be analyzed and make meaning, that can make meaning. So you're studying that data, you're extracting meaning from that data. The data could be in raw form, the data could be in structured form. When I mean structured form, I'm talking about, for example, your spreadsheet data, where you have your columns and rows, everything is structured and in place. And then it could be unstructured data, which is very common these days. We are talking about tweets on X, we are talking about Instagram messages, we are talking about videos, we are talking about pictures, images, we are talking about text messages, we are talking about just anything, videos, recording, podcasts. All of those things are unstructured data. So we can use data science, use data science tools, which are these programming languages and libraries and machine learning, to analyze and extract meaning out of these different forms of data. So we are applying scientific knowledge, we are applying different technologies to make sense out of all of this data around us. And data is getting it's getting big by the day. Like, you can't compare the amount of data that is generated today as compared to the amount that was generated years ago. So technology has gone way far than, like, within this year and next year, you would see new things coming up. Within the next 10 years, you see new things coming up. So it is evolving and the evolution is fast. Is new things are coming up by the day. Today we are talking about self-driving cars. It is built on data science. We are talking about robotics. We are talking about AI. Every other thing working towards automating things and making life way easier and making the things around us make more sense. So we see data science going deep into all of these applications. So I've mentioned this, the data sets you'll be using, the kind of data you'll be using could be structured or unstructured. And I've also explained the meaning of all of that. So as a data scientist, you'll be using a lot of unstructured data. So that calls for the skill to be able to analyze this data, not just structured data, but unstructured data as well. So in summary, you could look at the data science flow from asking the right questions and analyzing the raw data to modeling, creating models using algorithms. People have created these algorithms. Developers have developed them for you to apply in creating models that can help to automate, predict, forecast things. So you apply all of those models using different tools, and then you visualize the patterns. So you can actually predict um, um how your customers will behave, what are the tendencies of them, what's the probability, like to a high percentage of them coming to your platform to shop, or them going to this particular place at this particular time, using their historical patterns. So you get to understand the data and to make better decisions. So for instance, you're working about your you have an e-commerce platform, and then people are coming to your platform to buy. You can actually predict that this person is going to buy this particular thing because, oh, they've been making searches about this and this, and then you can create a recommendation system that will recommend things similar to um, what they've been searching for. So for instance, a customer comes to your platform. Let's take a very simple example, like wanting to buy bread. Yes, people don't buy bread online. Yes, some people buy. I'm just giving a simple example. So you might want to create a system that, oh, you can't just eat bread alone. You would need your beverages, you would need your butter, and all of that. All of those things that come alongside. So you data science can help you build that kind of recommendation system that will help your customers make better decisions. So you can cross sell and upsell your customers using your um, the solutions that you have built. So why data science? We would always compare history and now. So long before now, not like there was no data, but the rate at which data was generated would not be as now. Data is being generated every now and then. A lot of people on social media, technology has gone way further than that. Before now, we were having structured data. Banks had data. Like if we could think of years back, the financial industry had more data, more like you can't open an account without giving them your data, your address, your utility bill. So they had all of that. They were all structured. um they were making an they were keeping all of those data, using them internally, but now it has gone way beyond that. So people are now leveraging social media. We have a lot of social media platforms everywhere, and then your business too, your advertising there, your people are talking about your business. So you've gone beyond using the data that are internal to your organization to using that data that are external to your organization, like the social media data, to be able to know what are customers saying about my products. You want to know what they are saying about your product. You want to know um, whether it is good or bad. Are people promoting your product? And why do you think companies use celebrities as influencers? So imagine if a particular influencer should mention a particular use of a product, you know that a lot of their fans have the higher tendency to use that product. So you see where data is coming in. You see where influence networking is coming in. And then you can use all of those things that are being said on social media to analyze and say, oh, we have a good standing on social media. So every organization today, no matter how widespread or no matter how small, would want to keep a good track record on social media, because a little stain can go far in destroying your product and your brand name. So before now, there was no form of prediction. And thinking about prediction, the easiest I can think of, or the farthest I can think of, is I know on television then They will come and tell us the weather forecast. Oh, it's going to rain tomorrow, it's going to be sunny tomorrow, take your umbrellas, don't go here, it's going to be stormy, windy, and all of that. So that's the easiest I can think of. But today, there are way lots of predictive analysis that is being done about customer behavior, about the tendencies, about someone having that tendency of being a fraudster based on the previous transactions, or based on that person's um, 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 way of lifestyle. So there's something we call the network analysis. So if a person is, let's use for instance social media, if a person has been recognized as a fraudster, there's a tendency that you can create a network to other people that are associated with that person using social media analytics, network analytics. So all of those things are where we see data science coming into play. So you don't have that scientific insight of predicting what will happen in the next 10 years. But today we have all of those. We have things being automated. We have data science coming into play, and we see them around us and in the things that we do. So now we are able to make better decisions. We are able to predict not just about the weather, but about different things. You can predict if a customer has a tendency to pay back a loan or not based on the person's credit history, or the person has collected loan before and didn't pay back. So what is all of those building credit score system that will help you analyze if a particular customer can pay. So all of those predictions, you're discovering patterns about the customer behavior and the tendencies of that customer taking up your product or not taking up your product. So we see data science coming into play today, and that is why you should, if you have that desire to go into data science, that is a strong one, because going into the future, there are a lot more. It is already happening today. How much more things that would be built to help us in the future? So, what are these applications? I've mentioned some of them while I was speaking. I would still emphasize on some. I've talked about the recommendation system, where I don't know how many of us have experienced this. You go on Jumia, you go on Konga, and then you search for a product to use, and you've left the platform, you've left Jumia, you left Konga, and then you go on a different platform entirely, and then you begin to see ads that are related to maybe the sneakers or the boots you just searched for. You begin to see them as ads on the other platform where you're currently at. So those are things that you see data science coming into play. They know that you search for this thing and you would need it. You have a tendency to buy it. That's why you're searching for it. So it can recommend for you. It can advertise, personalized marketing, more like using the history of your searches to personalize the marketing to you. So we have predictions and forecasting, where we the weather condition is just like an example of that. Then you have segmentation, where you're segmenting your customers. These are high value customers, these are regular customers, and then what kind of products can you advertise to this segments of customers. So data science can help you in that way. Then we talk of fraud detection. So we have ATMs today, and then there are a lot of frauds long before now. Now it is at a minimum, but long before now, you hear it has happened to me. Definitely, it has happened to me. I was with my card, but a deduction was happening somewhere else on my account. So you see all of these things. Data science would help us to solve all of those problems. So this is an application. And then I also talked about you can automate processes as well using data science. Then risk detection when it comes to credit scoring loan. I gave an example of a customer not being able to pay. So sometimes when you go to banks, you want to collect a loan, they go to credit bureau to see your credit history, like what are you owing somewhere else, what are the tendencies that you're going to pay back. So all of these things, all of these um researches are done on your profile to know if you have that tendency, and then they check your credit score, the history of your loans, whether you were able to pay back. So you see data science being applied in this field. So we talk about the healthcare. A lot is happening in the healthcare field, which is actually my interest, and I hope to go into it in the near future. So we talk about transportation. Today we are talking about robotics. We are talking about self-driving cars, and they are not far. It is not the future now. It is now. They are all happening in this present time, and those are applications of data science. Those are applications of algorithms, and we see machine learning coming into all of these internet searches. So you search for one thing, and then you have all of those. So these ones are being, and they are being continuously improved. Image and speech recognition. So it's not just about using your using your biometrics, your facial recognition. We see that in our phones. You can use your voice to open up your phone. So we see all of that being applied in our everyday life today. Then I want to give an instance today. Let's take for instance emails. I am just giving an instance of an algorithm. So I'm checking my time. An algorithm. So we get emails, spontaneous emails from people we don't even know. And then here I would advise that if you get emails and they will ask you, is he a spam? Do you know this person? Is he a spam or is on a not a spam mail? Or so it gives you the opportunity of clicking whether or it is a spam, or if it's a spam and you don't want to receive all those fraudulent mails that people send with wrong identities, you can just report them. So when you report all of those things, Google or Yahoo or whatever email platform you're using would it helps them to build their algorithm at the back end. So next time when that particular email or that particular content or that particular kind of email comes to your mail, it doesn't come directly into your inbox, it just goes directly to spam. So those are examples. So that is a very simple example. So you're helping them build the algorithm. You're by just submitting, oh, this is a spam email, you've submitted data to them, and the algorithm would remodel and then add that into the blacklist of what to take to spam and what to actually take to your inbox. So we can see different applications of data science. So now I mentioned this earlier, data science, data analytics. They are um they are related, but data science takes it a step further. Why? What do I mean by a step further? Building models, building algorithms that can automate things. Not like there are no parts of data analytics that does not help you automate things, but data analytics is about getting the insights and solving problems. So that is a majority of the data science space cuts the data analytics. So looking at the Nigerian market, we have more of jobs that are related to data analytics and data science. Though some organizations definitely apply data science, but data science takes it a step further, where you're applying your programming skills, your mathematical skills, your statistical skills to build models and algorithms that can help you to solve problems. So the skill sets are actually intertwined as well, but you would need a lot of programming and coding in data science more than you need in analytics. But there are some skills that you need to know if you have to go into the both of them. Then data science, you're looking at identifying patterns, and definitely you can make predictions and forecasting, but not as much as you would in the data science. So data science goes way deep into AI, machine learning, robotics, self-driving cars, anything, all of those modern things we see today. So data science is as deep as that. So this will help you to know, okay, am I more inclined into data science or data analytics? So for me, this is part of telling my story. For me, I don't have that numerics background. I didn't study physics, computer science, mathematics, statistics. So while you are learning, in the course of your learning, you would meet some concepts that will require you to go to the very basics, even things you didn't do in your basic statistics. So you might want to maybe start out with data analytics before moving to data science. And if you're strong, you would want to go into data science proper. But it's also good to know that you have a broader view of mathematics and statistics. So looking at these components, it would help you to know the what data science is involved. So we are looking at computer science, we're looking at mathematics, statistics, you're looking at having a domain knowledge. When you talk about domain knowledge, you're talking about the business, understanding the business you're in. Is it transportation? Is it logistics? Is it banking? Is it fintech? Whatever business you're into, you need to have that knowledge, because whatever solution or automation you're doing or algorithm you're building for use would be for that particular business or whatever organization that you find yourself. So you see data processing, statistics all coming into play. So you might want to have um, um, make that decision of building from data analytics to data science. I'm not none of them is not data science is not bigger than data analytics, but you would want to gradually build into getting to know more about data science because of a lot of programming involved in it. So these are the domains, and this calls out for more like the prerequisites you would want to have before going into data science. And even if you don't have the background, it is something you can learn as you go. So a lot of people will be asking this question: do I need a degree? I've called machine learning, I've called statistics, I've called computer science. These are common. These are a lot of the things that people in that field learn while they are in academics. But fortunately, today, the present day, no, you do not need a degree to start out. I don't have a degree in computer science. I don't have any of these degrees. But fortunately, there are a lot of trainings and online resources that are available for you to give you a good, solid start. So the YouTube is itself is already a university. A lot of these trainings are good start for you. There are a lot of resources online. There are a lot of trainings like the Jupiter Academy training that can give you a platform, a foundation to start out. So even if you don't have a degree, you can still go into data science. However, if you decide to take up a degree, you can, just to have some people would, oh, I want to go to school to study this, I want to have that educational to show the papers that I've learned this thing so well. So if you can afford it, you can. But I don't think there's any university in Nigeria that is accredited to give data science as a course. So you might want to consider leaving the shores of Nigeria. And if it comes on a platter of gold as a scholarship, you can take that up as well. Then for some of us like myself who would at some point want to, after having skills and experience, you want to formalize it, knowing that you don't have a background before, you could choose to. But all the same, you, for starting out, you do not need a degree to start out. So what are the tools you should learn? So when it comes to data science, Python is winning. Is like the louder voice in data science, because not just data scientists use it, software developers use it as well. And there are a lot of libraries and models that are being developed to help improve the software. So you have Matplotlib, you have scikit-learn, you have pandas, you have numpy. All of these libraries that you all of when you learn Python, you'll be using all of these libraries to visualize your data. Scikit-learn for machine learning, NumPy and Pandas for your data manipulations and structure in terms of the data you're using. Then another tool is the R. R is basically statistical. You can learn that as well. So you can decide to learn either of them. Two of them are actually good for data science. Then the Jupyter Notebook is like a web-based software that you can use to run your program. So it helps you. So even if you don't have them installed, like it's just a web-based program that you can use to run all of your scripts. Then SQL is, since you'll be using data, when I say SQL, I would want to say no SQL alongside it, because for data science, you'll be using a lot of unstructured data, and unstructured data are stored in NoSQL databases. SQL databases are the structured databases. You need SQL, they are quite straightforward. For the no SQL databases like MongoDB, Cassandra, and the rest of them, you'll be needing that no SQL skill to be able to get data. So since you'll be doing modeling algorithms, you will need the data. Where do you get this data? They are stored in databases, and you will need that tool to be able to extract those data from those databases. So that's why you need the SQL to communicate with these databases, the SQL and the NoSQL as well. Then the JIT is a version control. So most often time as a data scientist, you'll be working with software developers working alongside a project, and you need to learn how to use this JIT to be able to you'll be collaborating with other data scientists as well. So you need to know how to your version control. You've done version 1, you've improved to version 2, knowing how to manipulate with JIT. Then for your visualization, matplotlib on Python would be used for visualization, but a bit of data science requires that you present and then you visualize all of your data and findings. So you might want to do that with some business intelligence tools or Tableau, whichever works for you. But matplotlib is there for you as well. So these are the skills and the tools that you need. So what other skills do you need? So we've emphasized on statistics and mathematics a lot, and that is not there's no excuse in that one. You will need to. So um you would actually meet concepts that in the course of your learning that you don't know before. So it needs you need to go back to your basics and try to put two and two together, learn from scratch. So there are some concepts you meet up, you need to go to the foundation. So that is why I emphasize on statistics and mathematics. So you need to be a problem solver, knowing how to be analytical in your thinking. You need to be a curious person, what asking the right questions. We mentioned that analyzing data and asking the right questions and solving problems. Communication and collaboration. You'll be working with software developers, you'll be working with product managers, you'll be working with different people in the organization, and you would be needing this skill. So collaboration, um, I mentioned JIT before, you'll be collaborating on your work with different people within the organization that you find yourself. So critical thinking, you need to be able to be analytical in your thinking. You need to give deep thoughts to some thinking, break things down, be creative, and then look for solutions to solving problems. Then you have visualization skills, so a little bit of design skills, and um, you would need that when you would have to do presentations as well. Then, what do I need in the course of your learning? You need the passion. By passion, I mean the interest. You need to have interest. It's not something data science is not something you bump into because your friends are going into it. It's not something you bump into because that is the in thing. You need to do your research, find out, oh, is this thing really good for me? Or it might just mean that you're in a very good field and you just need a little bit of data science or data analytics knowledge to be able to apply to your field to improve yourself. So you are going to decide. You're going to be doing a lot of learning, and you're going to be meeting things that you don't know at all. So you need that passion. If you don't have the interest, you're going to lose out easily. So you need to build that interest first. The next one is your grit. A lot of things you'll be meeting you don't know, you're going to get discouraged at some point because some things may appear hard to you. So you need that grit, the courage. By grit, I mean the courage and determination to continue despite the difficulty. Everything is not easy. You're going to meet things that are difficult that you don't know. So you need that grit to continue. Then consistency in your learning, consistency in whatever you're doing. We understand that life can come in, someone can get sick, you have to go to work, especially when your job is not directly related to analytics or data science, and then you do every week. The consistency is every week, even every day you can decide to read one or two blogs about this field that you're trying to go into, or learn one or two things through an article, just like that. So consistency really really matters. If you can give you 100% every day, fine, but at least you're not dumping and then in the next 6 to 3 months you're starting again, not like that. So your consistency helps you in your learning because it helps you to practice as well. And on a strong point, the self-learning spirit. A lot of learning you'll be doing on your own because this is a field you're diving into, and if you have someone to guide you, like, or you're in taking a degree for it, it's fine. But a lot of us, we get to learn on our own, taking courses and short courses, and then being trained. So you need to learn to have that self learner kind of attitude to be able to grow. So you need your computer, your internet, and lots of data and time as well, because you'll be doing excuse me, you'll be doing a lot of learning, so you need this. Then mentorship, some persons would require this because some persons do better when they are well guided by somebody that knows better than them, or someone that, or probably an accountability partner in their learning. So mentorship is there, so your tutors can give you that mentorship, or whosoever you wish that would be able to offer that service to you. So that is it. Thank you so much. And then right now I will take questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. That was quite insightful. I am not a data scientist, but I got quite a lot from that, especially with the soft skill required, right? So before we take our questions, I'll just quickly brief us on what we do, or if you're interested in getting started in data science. We currently offer a program and a 60% scholarship to take our course, and it typically costs 40,000 naira. So things you'll be learning when you join our program is some things Maria has mentioned. You would understand. Um, just give me a minute. All right. So you would gain solid understanding of what data science is and the areas of application. You learn how to acquire and explore pre-processed data, be able to perform exploratory data analysis, data manipulation with pandas. When you understand the entire data science process from data collection, visualization, and modeling, you learn some of the programming tools that Maria has mentioned, how to make predictions using machine learning algorithm, how to communicate well with people you are working with, as well as stakeholders to help them make profits. You will learn some things you need to know as a data analyst, building your portfolio, getting mentored. And one of the beautiful things about our program is you also have an accountability partner that would hold you accountable while you take this course, right? So, not to go deep into this, I think I would still share information on our email, right? We'll just take questions now.